Alright, hey guys, so it is time for the weekly update. So before we jump into it, go ahead and click that subscribe button and then we're going to get going. Okay, so first off, I'm sorry that I didn't get this video posted before now. I typically try to do the weekly updates on Friday, and I feel like my head's like really cut off right now. Okay, there we go, that's better. I tried to do them typically on Friday. It just didn't happen this week, so yeah, sorry about that. But anyways, this week has went really well with school. Our eldest son, all his baseball practices have started up. We should be hearing next week about our middle son soccer. It's been started up, and it's just kind of been a busier week. Not really a busier week, but just starting to get into those spring activities, which is always fun. But school-wise, it's went really well. We had a really good week. My youngest son actually is, as I've mentioned before, like in the pre-K video and the pre-K curriculum video that I do with our 4-year-old, who will be 5 in May, and then he'll start kindergarten in August. He's actually already he already knows all his uppercase, lowercase. He knows how to write and spell his first and last name correctly with proper capitalization and everything as well. And he does really good at the spacing, not having too much space between the letters. And he currently knows how to write 1 through 89. So tomorrow actually he'll learn how to write 90 through 100. And every day he asks me if he can go ahead and start his like reading curriculum that I have for him in August. I've had it for about a month or so now. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is, since he's so interested and really wants to do school like his brothers, I may just go ahead and introduce it. And then when summer hits, if he kind of loses interest, I won't necessarily keep it up. And then that way, come August, we can either just do a quick recap, or if we need to restart, we can go ahead and do that. So I think I'm going to be changing that up a little bit this week. So we'll just see, because he's every single day, he's like, I know how to write my letters now, let's go ahead and start. Or he's like, I'm almost done with my numbers, let's go. So he's really wanting to do it, and mainly because his big brothers do actual school books, and then now he's seen that he has an actual school book, and it looks enticing to him. So I think I'm going to take advantage of that and want to learn. And like I said, if we don't end up continuing it through the summer, or he's kind of lost interest when his brothers don't have school in the summertime, that's fine. It's not a big deal. I didn't really originally plan to start it anyways until August. So yeah. And then so that was a school week. So part of the exciting thing that I talked about last week was that we have started we're going to start trying to do like a raised bed vegetable garden type thing. And we have actually already got our taters planted. We're gonna do them in containers, and we've already got 2 5-gallon containers, and we're going to do the earthing up method, basically where you plant them, and then after about 3 or 4 weeks, then once you start seeing stems and all, or the leaves and all, you get about 4 inches, I believe. Yeah, about 4 inches or so high. Then we'll put some more dirt on top, barely enough just to cover it, and then we'll keep earthing it up like that. So, and then we're also my husband's in the process of getting ready to make some raised beds so we can do the other couple vegetables. We're not going to go real big this year. We're just trying to kind of test and see what works, and this is something completely new for us. We've done like a really small garden, but we didn't stay on top of it like we should have. So it'll be interesting. We'll see. And then on top of that, I'm going to attempt to start being able to learn how to can. So if anybody has any experience with like growing vegetables in raised beds or canning or anything like that, please let me know in the comments. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos that were really helpful. Too many to name at this point. And honestly, I don't even know the names of the channels. That's really bad. But anyways, and so we're really excited about that. Really excited to get it going. I've got to go tomorrow to get the kind of carrots that we want, so we can get those in the ground before I miss that season. So our main things is going to be taters, carrots, and tomatoes mainly, which is kind of ironic because we don't like just tomatoes. We eat like salsa or marinara sauce or spaghetti sauce, that kind of stuff, but we don't like the chunky tomatoes, or just to eat small tomatoes or tomato slices. We don't do that. but we do use a lot of like tomato sauce in pastas and lasagnas and that kind of stuff. So my plan is to do the Roma tomatoes because I've heard that they're really, really good for canning, and that you can get a lot of yield from them, and that they stay good for a little while if you're waiting to get a batch to can. It gives you that extra time to get that. So that is my plan, is to do that, and then at least do tomato sauce. I would eventually like to learn how to do tomato paste, because I do use more of a paste when I make my homemade marinara sauce and when I make homemade lasagna. So I would like to eventually do the marinara or the tomato paste too, but my first main goal will just be able to do the tomato sauce, because then I can season it however I want. And if I decide I want to season it before I can it, I can do that as well. But mainly just the plain tomato sauce, and then also some salsa, because homemade salsa is so much better than the store, and I don't typically buy the store salsa just because, yeah, it's just not something I do. But if I have the tomatoes at home and it's easier for me to do that, well, then I've already actually know how to make my own tortilla chips, so I can just make it with homemade salsa and homemade tortilla chips. So that's what's really exciting, that's gonna go in that spot from last week's weekly update. Right now it's just the 2 buckets, but I do plan on doing a video, either kind of the process that my husband's gonna do when he builds that, because he's my builder. I don't know that. He's my builder, so I've got to go tomorrow probably and get the carrots that we need, so that way he can get the depth that he needs for the raised beds, and then kind of hopefully get started on that so we can get that in the ground. And like I said, this is all completely new, so please, if y'all know any tips or anything, please let me know, because I'm just trying. It's kind of like drinking from a water hose at this point, or not a water hose, a water fire hydrant. There we go. But a lot of the information that I've seen is basically the same. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. It'll be interesting. I feel like the whole idea of canning is like a lost art, so to speak, because I remember my great-grandmom, she would always have food canned, but I never actually seen her can. To my knowledge, neither one of my grandmoms did it, at least not when I was younger. And then my mother never did it either. So I feel like it's one of those, almost like a lost art. But if it can help us preserve food that my family uses, and I know exactly what I'm growing, then yeah, why not? Because I mean, I know canning takes a long time, as far as like, sometimes it'll take you a full Saturday between the wait time for the tomatoes to blanch and everything else. But you know, if you know that ahead of time and you can plan it, and I may be completely wrong, but from what I've seen and from what I've been told from people that have more experience than me canning, but haven't necessarily done it themselves, they've just seen like family members do it, so they kind of know the process a little bit, but not full hands-on. So I'm super excited to start all of that. Like I said, fall season's starting up, soccer's starting up, the concession stands should be opening back up soon. We're gonna start doing the garden, or at least the raised beds part, and do strictly vegetable gardens. Also, does anybody, I've seen some YouTube video, again, I apologize, I don't know the name of the YouTubers, I need to really start watching that better, that did like strawberries in a container, and my kids love strawberries, but if I'm not mistaken, it takes a couple years since a strawberry is a bush, doesn't it take a couple years for it to actually yield fruit? And if I can do it in a container, it's not that bad, but I don't necessarily want to plant strawberry bushes in the ground and it take them several years to mature and yield fruit. So also, one good thing about the raised beds is that it'll be easier, so that way when my husband mows the yard and all, that we don't have to like stake out around it. It'll be much easier for him just to mow around it and then weed eat without having to like actually be afraid that we're gonna actually chop something up or something. But I'm really excited about that. The weather has been so nice this week. It's been like in the 60s and 70s, so it's been really good. I'm hoping that we did the taters right. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous because we've never done it before, and we use between a family of 5, and you know, most evenings I actually cook dinner, so we go through vegetables a fair amount. So it's really exciting to be able to have that opportunity to just grow it at home and then preserve it the way that I want to work for our family. So again, if y'all have any experience with any of that, let me know. School I'm about to actually go in here now and start this week's school plan because I haven't got that done yet. But it's been a really good week. We've had getting ready for Bible drills. They've got about a week and a half before they have their church drill. So just lots of little things are starting to heat back up because it's starting to get that time of year. It's spring. It's, time to get stuff planted, get stuff moving for the boys. Yeah. And schools, we've got 2 more weeks left until we have a full spring break. Also, if y'all homeschool, do y'all actually give... If you homeschool, that's probably why you're watching this channel. But do y'all actually do like spring break and fall break and all that? Or do you just kind of throw a day in there, throw a day in there, and be off like that? Or do you actually like schedule out your breaks for the most part? I would love to hear that from y'all as well. But yeah, that pretty much is our week in a nutshell. So as always, I love to hear from y'all. So leave me a comment and just kind of tell me if you have any plans, any advice on the gardening type stuff or homeschool or just random questions. That's why I'm here. So I will catch y'all later.